Your person is longing for you to deeply recognize them. Okay? They're feeling very anxious. They're afraid of losing you. They feel this worry. They need you because they're feeling very lonely in this world. They're feeling very invisible in this world. With you, they've experienced this wonderful time, these wonderful experiences of finally being seen. They feel like you see them more than anyone has ever seen them. And this brings them, it has brought them so much warmth, so much feelings of safety beyond words and comfort and light. And they don't feel alone. They're afraid of losing you. They have this deep desire deep down for you to recognize them, for you to connect with them very intimately. They don't want to feel alone. They want to feel seen. They want to feel this safety of not being alone. They want to feel your embrace. They want to feel loved. They want to that they feel as though there's so much depth within their true self that others can't see, that no one can see, like how you see, like you see the real them. You see their soul. You see the vulnerability within them that we all struggle to express in our day-to-day lives. Like it's not a commonplace thing to be so deep, so real, so vulnerable. You see and embrace like the vulnerability of their inner child, like their most deepest desires and needs to be fully seen and fully embraced, fully loved and appreciated and adored for who they really are. This is like some childhood wounds as well, where their whole life, I feel like everyone feels this, everyone experiences this to certain degrees, and it goes so deep where we just feel invisible. It's not it. We feel like it's not safe in our day-to-day lives, like the false matrix, how we're all conditioned to be, how there's an awkwardness in this world when it comes to expressing deep truths and being invulnerable. It's just not very common to be like that in the average kind of world, the false matrix. So they can't forget you. I'm hearing because you've really connected them into these layers of depth that they may have not even consciously known existed within them, but now they're very aware. I see them now like in their life going deeply within themselves. They could feel somewhat withdrawn in the false matrix, or they're surrounded by a lot of people and they could feel like even more sort of disconnected because they are disconnecting from the false matrix and they're reconnecting with the infinite depths within their own soul. They're reconnecting with their true self, the real them that got lost and forgotten along the way. In this false matrix, we're mind conditioned into forgetting who we are, and therefore a lot of our needs, our deepest needs, are not met in this world until we start awakening. I feel like you've really activated this deep awakening within them, and I see them right now feeling lonely, like the everything I'm saying, it can be mirrored between you both, okay? Like you both activate each other so powerfully. But I see them right now. They're worried like in their day-to-day life when they're surrounded by people, family, friends, colleagues, whomever. They could be, playing that role of their old self. I'm not saying it's like completely they're completely faking it, because there is always an element of their true self that they express in the world. But for the most part right now, I just see them thinking a lot like this bond is really, really powerfully opened their eyes. It's peeled back the veil in very deep and very profound ways. And so I see them thinking a lot. They're like magnetized into these inner depth. I see them like the hermit going inwards, diving so deeply. I'm telling you, like you've activated these levels of depth that they've not consciously been aware of. It's like this bond has made them much more consciously aware and they're feeling wounded. They just really want to be seen. They really want to come alive in terms of really being in this depth, really coming into vulnerability. I see them, they're wanting to like shed their skins and be their true self, even if it's just them really experiencing that deeply, like internally. There's this spiritual shedding of the false self. It's like they want to be naked and vulnerable deep down, and they're wanting you to embrace them. They're wanting you to like mirror back to them their truth. They want you to say that you deeply see them, that you deeply recognize them, that they're not alone, that they're loved, that they're held not only by you, but by the divine, which they are. But I see them in this in between sort of place where they could fear that you're abandoning them, or they're fearing, or they're believing that you're not seeing them when you are. and they're sort of disconnected from day-to-day life in many ways because they're in this initiation of really like learning who they truly are, remembering who they really are. So they're feeling very lonely, okay? Like they're fearing that you don't see them. They fear you're abandoning them. They're fearing that you don't recognize them, but you are, and you always have been. We have the Eight of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. Here is that inner child. There is so much going on. I see in their mind that they believe they're being abandoned by you. They're believing that you're not seeing them. They're believing that you've forgotten them or you're forgetting them, but you're not. You've always been seeing them very deeply. They want to come alive. Okay? Eight of Pentacles. This is you creating beauty. Okay, they're creating like these wreaths. And you know the time of year, it makes me think we're approaching Christmas time. You know, some people will be like, it's too early to think of that, but not for me. Okay? They're creating this beauty and it's very natural. Okay? With these, these leaves, these wreath made of the leaves and the star of healing. The stars in these pentacles make me think of hope and joy and family, your soul family. Okay? They're looking to you. They're looking to you for your wisdom. You're some sort of spiritual leader, like you're very nurturing, like they're looking to you for safety and security. I'm seeing like security, dependability within you. Again, this could be mirror and these could be the things that you highly value in them as well. But they're magnetized to your maturity. They're needing your maturity because you have the eyes again to see them and nurture them. You're meant to nurture them into the fullness of their being, and they want to feel your warm embrace. There's some sort of childhood wounds where they felt abandoned, they felt invisible. Again, like I said, we all experience this. As children, it can feel so personal, and I'm not trying to deny or invalidate anybody's painful experiences, but as children, naturally, it feels so personal. But in truth, we're all, even previous generations were born into falsehood. We're born into oppression. We're born into that mind control where we're told we are all of these limitations so that we don't recognize or remember who we really are. But I feel like in many ways you've powerfully been on this path, maybe for many years of rediscovering who you really are, following your intuition as opposed to what we are told about reality or who you've been told you are. So you've reached a lot of breakthroughs. It's, always a process. We're all so mind conditioned to believe in so many limiting beliefs that I feel like it would be impossible to experience complete like enlightenment whilst in human form, whilst in this false matrix. But nonetheless, you've had many breakthroughs. You've learned to trust your own intuition, and this has created a powerful aura. You have a very powerful aura, a very powerful energy. This is your guiding light. So you've created, with this being the Eight of Pentacles, you've created a lot of wisdom, a lot of avenues of enlightenment within yourself, and this is the infinity symbol, the number 8. So there's an exchange of energy here. You're this leader. You are, it's your sole purpose. It's your joy, it's your passion to express this wisdom, to have this flow of energy where it flows out of you and the other receives this and vice versa, okay? This giving and receiving. There's two of you here. This is the healing of both your inner children. This is your wise higher selves within you both, but also this is the divine spirit guides in the higher dimensions working with you both. But they long for you. Okay, it's like even this is a youthful energy, the page of swords. They long, they feel like they're needing you. They're needing your recognition. They're needing your words of affirmation where you really see them. You really know they're incredible. You know who they really are in all the ways in which they felt invisible, or it's been, it's not easy in this false matrix, or it's not commonplace to express these deep vulnerabilities. Okay, this person, they may have some masks. We all do. Okay, they may have some masks where they appear stoic or very strong. This isn't to say that they aren't like incredibly strong, because they are, but there's like a vulnerable side to them. It is this inner child. It's this youthful, I feel like they've been very wounded. They felt very heartbroken, childhood wounds, and that very much caused them to have to create this mask of immense like strength and resilience. And again, that is who they are as well. But in you, like you've really activated their deep emotions, their deep vulnerability, their innocent like soul within them, the vulnerable, beautiful soul. They feel an expansion when it comes to you. Like they're feeling the purity of their soul, their inner child, within themselves. They're getting to know, they're feeling safe and secure to really explore their vulnerable self, because vulnerability is not a weakness at all. Vulnerability is an immense strength because it takes so much courage to be vulnerable. I just see you create this opening where they can expand into that and be held by that love, and immense healing is happening in this place. But they feel, again, they're feeling this sadness, like they feel like you don't see them, or they feel like they miss some sort of opportunity, or they feel like you're abandoning them, or you didn't notice anything, but in truth, you see everything, or this is going on. 10 of Swords. They're feeling a lot of heartbreak. They're feeling a lot of pain. I definitely feel like this person has been stabbed in the back many times. This is someone who's very strong, who's very resilient. They've experienced people being very triggered by them. They've experienced people trying to take them down a peg or two. People that have low self-esteem could look at this person and sort of label this person as being arrogant or something, and they want to take them down a peg or two, but it's not like their arrogance, they are a very powerful soul. They are like a leader on very deep levels. I feel like you've activated them, or you've lifted the veil, and they're realizing much more powerfully, much more deeply, that in spiritual terms, how they are this powerful leader. They're knowing that, like, energetically, that it goes way beyond like the surface level. They are knowing that on a deep soul level, this is who they are. So it tells this person is very resilient. Okay, I'm feeling and sensing that they've experienced a lot of people who have spoken badly about them as well. People who feel insecure, people who are envious because this is someone who's very successful as well. They have the courage, the resilience to have a lot of goals, a lot of aspirations, and really go for those things and really have success. They make things happen, okay? They believe in themselves, in their self, when others are like naysayers, or others have tried to knock them off their feet. This is a lot of betrayal energy. So this could be mirrored between you both as well. Like there's a deep understanding, like this person, they could have felt kind of alone in that, like deep down in certain ways, them being attacked, or people trying to knock them off their feet, or people speaking badly about them, smearing their name in certain ways. They could have felt kind of alone somewhat in that, taking the brunt of all that. But if there's a mirror between you both when it comes to that kind of thing, they feel like you're someone who deeply understands that. And this is very healing as well, because deep down, this may have somewhat like affected their self-esteem. Perhaps they needed to create a mask of strength and resilience. And again, I'm not saying they're not those things, because they very, very much are. But nonetheless, it's like they may have secretly had to deal with feeling vulnerable with this betrayal energy going on. They may have had to sort of deal with that within themselves, come to terms with that, and continue to try and feel strong and, carry on. This is someone who's very much like in a leadership role where they have to be resilient, where they're going to come against, a lot of this betrayal energy, a lot of harshness. So again, they could recognize this within you, because I feel like you're some sort of powerful spiritual leader as well, and you've gone through your own adversity. I feel like a lot of people are triggered by you at times as well and have tried to take you down a peg or two. We have the Wheel of Fortune. So there's some sort of fate, like your mirrors, they know the universe brought you both together at the perfect time for immense change, for immense transformation. Thus could be like a powerful death, a powerful ending, like both of you. Could have gone through a lot of harshness to create like the death of a previous version of yourselves, so that you become stronger, so that you become more resilient. But the Wheel of Fortune is the wheel turning. It's like a new chapter. It's like immense awakening, where fate has brought you together, like your timelines, your paths have crossed. So there is this opening. I'm seeing the lotus at the center of the wheel. The lotus represents the heart chakra. Normally it shows the devil at the bottom of the wheel and the lion with the sword at the top of the wheel. So this is encouragement, like your souls encourage each other to really like embrace that empowered self. the strong, resilient selves, and overcoming. They could see that you've overcome a lot of adversity. They could possibly see that you've overcome a lot of enemies. You've overcome the devil. Like I said, the devil's normally at the bottom of the wheel, and the Sphinx, the lion with the sword, the empowerment, the strength, which is you. You've overcome this. The tables have turned. Okay? So you've triumphed over your enemies. This could really like make them feel good as well. Like they could see your story in themselves, like and how they've overcome their enemies or they've overcome adversity, and your story of triumph and empowerment. It can make them feel good about themselves because like I said, it reminds them of themselves. They could have a deeper like understanding of the spiritual reasons why this Ten of Swords has happened or been a pattern in their life as well through you, because you're a very spiritual being. And I feel very much seeing things much more through a deeper lens, a spiritual lens, knowing that everything's happened for a reason. Fate, this is very healing for them as well. It's helping them make sense of a lot of things and understanding who they really are as that leader as well. Death. So this is very intense energies. You're both these powerful leaders. This is why you've both been through so many intense experiences throughout your lives, because I'm hearing you can both like withstand a lot of that Ten of Swords energy. You're extremely resilient, and it's because deep down you've both had that inner knowing that you're indestructible souls. You have that powerful self-belief deep down, and it's like the more you are attacked or the more you've been through adversity, the more of that resilience and strength and self-esteem, self-belief has come out. It's blossomed, and this has prepared you every step of the way to become even more of that. Those leaders, you know, showing the way, leading by example. People look up to you both. Okay, you're deeply respected. Okay, and I feel like this is why some people have extremely triggered as well. Like some people, they've really wanted like to be doing something meaningful. I feel like it's people that are sort of lost, or they don't have, they're not in like some sort of leadership role, or they're not doing much that's meaningful, and it's like they're not living up to their full potential. And it's these types of people who are very triggered, like they see you in the limelight with it. The Death card, it's like you both have this power. This is the power of your souls to create death and rebirth in others, like activate in others. You're very influential. I'm hearing in positive ways, powerful ways, in scary ways. Like both of you, I feel are quite intimidating. Like your energies are so powerful. Like others could be intimidated by you both, but you have these very big hearts. Like your hearts are definitely in the right place. You are driven to be these leaders because at the core of that, your souls are wanting to help others, help the collective, help communities like in major, major ways. I'm hearing your major players like in your field. So others like look up to you, others are drawn to you, others are activated in very powerful ways, very positive ways. But yeah, it comes with the territory that there are some who are deeply triggered by that. But this has only served to strengthen you both and make you both could recognize within each other, or you both have like this positive. Some people wouldn't say it's positive, but it is, you both have this positive like stubbornness. Like if anybody tries to take you down a peg or two, you'll make sure that you rise even higher. So even though this could sound somewhat like coming from the ego, if they see like your life story, so to speak, if they see you overcoming your enemies, it's like you're putting the middle finger up at your enemies kind of thing. There's a part of them that I see them smiling like about that because, you know, they've experienced that themselves, and it feels good to feel empowered. And like I said, it reminds your story or your experience, your transformation reminds them of themselves. It like reaffirms their own strength and resilience, and they want you to recognize this within them as well. They want you to see them as your mirror, like their strength, their resilience, that they've been through the same process of self-empowerment, maybe many times over. And they want your recognition because they know that you're the one who will like deeply understand these trials that they've been through, because you've been through something similar, you know, the same kind of things, even if it isn't exactly the same. So let's look at some oracle cards. Which ones? Music. These ones? Music, sacred convergence. Yeah, your souls are one. I do feel like they feel abandoned by you, or they fear that, but deep down you've always known what's been going on. Guardian of the soul family. There's something about divine timing, like they could have been in a long period of time where they were kept in the dark or they haven't known what's going on, or you felt this need to go inwards or hold back or not express. But deep down, you've always been observing. Deep down, you've always been going inwards, listening to your intuition, asking, what is this about? Or just feeling the energies. You could have been feeling this person's presence the whole time, but I see they've been full of doubts, like maybe thinking all is lost, like feeling like there's no hope or there's little hope. But there's something about divine timing, like for some reason, like they've needed to sort of been left in the dark somewhat with this guardian of the soul family. I feel like things have been happening without understanding why somewhat, but there's this sacred convergence. There's this deeper union. I'm seeing the infinity symbol again, the flow of your energies. I'm seeing this as both of you like sitting here facing like the soul family. Like there's so many souls in the spirit realm that are surrounding you, surrounding this bond. The mother prays. So they recognize a vulnerability within you as well. Like they desire to like embrace you. They desire to make you feel safe, feel secure. They want you to know that they understand. They feel like they are the one who can really show you that you're not alone in your experiences. When you've gone through adversity or you've been attacked in certain ways by toxic people, the mother prays like you may have been going through dark times. They want to be your comfort. They want to embrace you. They want to be your safety. They want you to know that you're not alone. They want you to know that they support you. They want to be like your answered prayer. They could feel this very deeply on a soul level, like that magnetism drawn to you, because they could, if it resonates, they could make you feel safe and secure because of that deep recognition and because of that deep support that they provide for you. I feel like these are all of the things that you recognize and you know, but they've been somewhat in the dark about you knowing these things. Eruption of light. I'm telling you, this is some sort of immense breakthrough. There's a flow of energy. This is card number 11. You could be seeing number patterns. They could be seeing number patterns. I'm seeing soft at the bottom of the deck. There's this return to flow energy, or there's some sort of death and rebirth you've been going through. You may have felt a lot of density or resistant energy, or your energies were like in a bottleneck. Now there's this eruption of light. Holding yourself back or overthinking things perhaps became too heavy. The mother prays is like, you may have been going inwards a lot for guidance, looking or asking for direction, trying to figure things out intuitively, feeling out the energies, mulling things over. You may have felt like you were holding a lot in, but now there's this eruption of light, and I see this as you in the center here, and the light is glowing from your heart. And then this is a huge breakthrough where you're deeply connected. The sacred convergence is you connecting with the spirit team because you've been in the dark, you've been in some sort of density. There's been a lot of blockages when it comes to the flow of you. You may have been trying to steer your life in certain ways or micromanage things or try and live in a certain way, but you were swimming upstream or going against the flow or going against your true nature or bottling yourself up. But now you're reconnected very powerfully through this, through your crown chakra. You're returning to your heart space. This could be immense expression coming through, you expressing yourself, you seeing the way you receiving this guidance, you feeling wonderful in the flow energy, you're returning to that. And it's like you coming back to life, you coming back to movement, because you could have felt very stagnant if you were trying to control things or hold things back. Or if you felt very vulnerable, or if a lot of triggers came up within you, there was an intense pocket of time where that was happening. But now you're back in the flow a lot more. Which cards? Let's look at these ones. We have angelic frequency. Angels are here. You are safe, potent connection. So take it whatever way around it resonates. But I'm seeing this as you may have turned your back somewhat, or someone gave the appearance of turning their back somewhat on the connection. A lot of this was going into hermit mode and introspection, and they could have been overthinking. But overall, this was you finding your way. This was you working through a lot of triggers, a lot of fears, maybe fears of being vulnerable, trying to figure things out. Angels are here. You are safe, potent connection. You've been upgrading as well. You're deeply at one with this angelic frequency. I'm seeing this is this connection, all of this light grounding into you. You're changing, you're evolving, you're moving into the next stages. Akashic records. This is like the activation of the soul memory. Like the soul remembers everything, okay? It's only the human mind that is limited in capacity, but your soul remembers everything. Clearing old stories, releasing past lives, and freedom. You've been rewriting the story. You could resonate with you powerfully working hard too. We start off with the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, you've been working so hard and and you're encouraged to continue working very hard at rewriting your beliefs, rewiring your mind. You know this is the law of attraction. Whatever you believe, whatever you imagine to be true, becomes your reality. This is what they're trying to control the masses and suppress or oppress everyone and keep everyone small and disempowered. They don't want us to know that we are the creators of our reality. That's how powerful we are. That's why they constantly feed us so much fear, especially through the news. This is why I don't watch the news, but they bombard us with so many negative images, so much hopelessness, the belief that humanity is so evil, so that becomes our thoughts. That's our focus. It becomes ingrained in our mind, and then we believe in that. And because we're powerful manifestors or powerful co-creators with the divine, we perpetuate manifesting so much negativity because that is the energy they feed off of low vibration. They need that to be sustained to survive. So they manipulate us so that we keep perpetuating low vibration so that they continue to be. But you may resonate with being very powerfully called and you're in a strong, powerful process of questioning like your old beliefs, questioning things that you just assumed about yourself or reality that were manifesting as limitations in your life. Now you're opening your mind. This is the crown chakra opening as well. Eruption of light. I'm telling you, you're sending out so much light. You're sending out new energies, new vibration, new beliefs, and it's coming back to you, okay? You're rewriting the book, so to speak. Rewriting the story. It says clearing old stories, releasing past lives, releasing past beliefs that don't serve you. And this is creating so much freedom. It's creating new beginnings. You are in the process of manifesting much more optimal experiences for yourself, which are more of this liberation and joy and your true nature, your birthright to be free. This is what humanity is returning to. It's only if you believe in what you're seeing through the media that you believe that all is hopeless. That's what they want people to think. They want people to feel like there's no hope. But you know better if you tune into your true self within Star Being Healing Codes. I'm telling you, the world, the collective is being flooded with these light codes, the Akashic records. It's the infinite memories of the soul, the truth. The angelic frequency is here to override like how this world is infected with illusions, manipulation, deception, low vibration. This is overriding that. It's the remedy to say the least. It says important information. Wounds are healed, recharging. It's got to the point in this world where those that are trying to control the masses and the dark energies behind all of that, they've overplayed their hand to say the least. Like people have got to a place in this world where they're so burnt out that they've hit rock bottom. This is like that Tad of Swords energy when we're consistently bombarded all the time with so much negativity, fear, anxiousness, lies, deceptions, toxicity on all levels. When we're constantly fed that and we're saturated within that, humanity's got to this stage, or a lot of people in this world have got to this stage where they've hit rock bottom. They can't withstand that level of low vibration and negativity and heaviness any longer. They can't take it any longer. It's the straw that broke the camel's back sort of thing. There's too much. So what happens when there's too much oppression of the soul is the soul has to break free from that. The soul cannot be diminished to the point of being negligible. It cannot be completely extinguished. They're trying to extinguish people's consciousness to the point of there is zero consciousness in people. But that's an impossibility. Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only transform. And that's what's happening when we've been oppressed so much. Our soul can't go any lower. It can't shrink any smaller. It's too much to bear. So people subconsciously have been going inwards, like and feeling there's another way. You know, when the suffering becomes so great, it inspires the soul to really shift out of that. And that's why we're remembering that we are the infinite power and we're growing, we're expanding, We're returning, we're being revived. It says recharging here. We're being energized. We're coming back to life. Basically, star being healing codes. The memories are returning. That's why they're trying to clamp down even more right now. This is why it appears like everything in the world is becoming more and more and more crazy. It's through their sheer desperation, trying to clutch at straws, trying to do the impossible, which is to snuff out the infinite with which lies within everyone. And that's an impossibility. We have Venian Galactic Council, star being guides, answer the call, time to shine. I'm telling you, there's so many souls. This is what this sacred convergence is. There's so many higher dimensional beings in the higher realms, and you're playing your part, okay? Those that are powerfully awakening, we're way showers. We agree to be the ones who awaken to really expand in this light, to really anchor in this light, become this light, because it feels so wonderful, okay? And it's just the nature of our souls coming back to life, and it's contagious, okay? The light spreads this. We're seeing this as well. The light spreads is in so many different ways, but we're seeing this very much so as in the truth is surfacing. That which was hidden, that which was kept in the shadows, that which was in the dark for so long and kept us in the dark. The truth is coming up. The truth is being revealed. People are realizing how much we've been manipulated, gaslighted, deceived. And once you start seeing the truth and there's this immense distrust, now, once trust is lost, and they continue to do things that break people's trust, and people are no longer believing in those that are trying to control the perceptions of reality, they've overplayed their hands in many ways, and they can't, it's like the cat's out of the bag. They can't put their cat back in the bag, but they're trying, but they're failing because their illusion trying to overcome an infinite truth, which is an impossibility. It's only a matter of time. That's always the case. It's only a matter of time before the truth comes back to life. So I'm going to finish this reading with a Rumi Oracle card. It's going to be a really powerful message from Spirit. What is really going on in your connection right now? What do you need to know? What is Spirit's advice for you? We have resplendent with grace. Greetings from my heart to you who are always with me, hidden inside as the heart. You are the compass of my life. My course is your way. No matter where I go, you exist everywhere and in everything, always watching over us. My soul brightens in the darkness when I speak your name. Far beyond the body, there is an opening from my heart into yours. Through that opening, I send you secret messages like the moonlight. I polish the mirror of my heart to be your reflection. I make my ear the receiver for the tenderness of your words. You are in the ear. You are in the mind. You are in every burning heart. What am I saying? You are I. This is my way to describe you, and this is page 111. You could be seeing 110 or a combination of ones and a zero as well. Your divine grace clothes me in robes of sky blue and blood red as a shimmering galaxy of compassion within the field of which no being is excluded. The darkness of night is illuminated and all creatures are bathed in the fine golden hue of your presence. There is only beauty beheld now, for there is nothing that is not of your artistry, of your divine hand, generous with its grace. Is it difficult to see your magnificence? Without a mirror the size of a galaxy, how could you possibly witness all that you are? You must just catch glimpses of your truth now and then. Oh, if you could see yourself as I see you in all your glorious fullness of being. You are swathed in robes of grace, so light and freeing that they do not weigh you down, and yet so luscious and full that you cannot help but stir the movement of all of creation as you step this way and that. Of course, it matters not to grace whether you see or do not see, for grace simply is without witnessing being required. Yet you might live rather differently, my beloved, should you realize you are not only worthy of grace, but actually dripping with it, saturated with divine presence, so rich it leaks out of you and causes sunlight to pull at your holy feet. Oh yes, you are resplendent in holiness and sanctity. Should you come to know this as I do, you would take each step with awe and reverence. You would decide that not a thing in this world could be classed as mundane, and decide with bold fervor that you are living in godliness and must create your world through choices that honor love. No fear, even the most stubbornly persistent, will be able to withstand the sight of your magnificent beating heart so wild with life. In the sight of that wild heart, you would have to call all your fears close to you, soothing them with your words of love, like riled children in need of tenderness and quiet. Then, when rested, you would wake them from their slumber, and they would arise as falcons, ready to soar to the height of your most daring visions, hunting for life to feed them. They will ensure the ample grace pulsing within your heart has its chance to come to life in the world and serve love. This oracle comes to you with a message. You may be wondering if you can attain this next stage of growth in your life. You are already well equipped to do so. No matter what you might believe about your situation, circumstances, or others involved, even yourself, you have within your soul possession more than enough grace to see you through anything you are bold enough to envision for yourself or for any vision you feel life has bestowed upon you. So pray through unconditional love to access all that you are, to be supported by those divine beings that love you without condition. Pray to realize that you are so drenched in sacred grace that the well of your being is full. All that is needed to nurture you onto the next step of your life path is within you now. Success is yours, but you must believe in your ability, your readiness, and your capacity to take this next phase of the journey. Now, how could it be otherwise? For you are one with grace. So here is the sacred honoring ritual. Place your hands on your heart. Visualize, sense, intend, or feel that you are being bathed in a golden light. It may rise up from the earth or descend from above you, but all around you is golden light. It is before you, behind you, on either side of you, above you, and below you, creating a field of golden energy all around you. It may be soft or it may crackle with electricity. Just be with it. Whatever it is, whether you can feel it clearly or not seem to be able to imagine anything at all, no matter what appears to happen or not happen, it is just perfect for you at this time. When you have passed several moments connecting with this golden light, finish your honoring ritual with this prayer. Say aloud, Rumi, brother of my soul, who loves me without condition, bless me with the confidence, trust, and wisdom I need to take my next steps, and to accept the grace already bestowed upon me in abundance that will continue to be given as I grow. May I believe in myself just as you believe in me. Through mercy and unconditional love, so be it. Bow your head to your hands in prayer position. You have finished your honoring ritual. So if you've appreciated this reading, please consider buying me a hot chocolate by leaving a super thanks comment below. All donations are humbly appreciated. Thank you to everyone who's already donated and sent a super thanks in the comments. It really does mean a lot to me. If this reading has resonated with you, please let me know in the comments. Give it a thumbs up, share it, subscribe. That all really helps me out with the algorithm. Thank you so much for joining me here. Take care. Bye.